Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Ann, and today is May 18th, 2020. Now, I put up a video up on Friday about 3 visions that God had given me concerning spiritual babies being born. And I told you that Yahushua had shown me that I am now pregnant with twins. I believe that these are his twin sons because he showed me as the Holy Spirit, and I was pregnant with sons. And you can go back and check those visions out to get the details on them. However, what I did not say in the video is that before I got these visions, I had been praying about the second Exodus. I had been praying and asking the Lord to show me when the second Exodus will happen, because things are really getting bad. And I know he's promised that he's going to take his people out of Babylon and back to our homeland in Israel. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the scriptural support about the second Exodus, but it's definitely taught in the Bible, and I will include a slide that will mention many of the verses that you can refer to in order to find out about the second Exodus. Now, I have believed in the second Exodus since 2011, and that is when the Lord first revealed to me that I am one of the true Israelites of the house of Jacob. He revealed that to me himself, and that was around, it was either 2010 or 2011. So I've known about the second Exodus for a while now. And so that's why I was praying when he gave me this dream. And I was not sure, he gave me the dream and I was praying, but I was not quite sure how the vision concerning the twins, fell into that, met that. But as I was writing the vision up in my journal, like I always do, he made it known to me that he wanted me to go on and post the vision. And so that's what I did. I posted the vision concerning the baby being pregnant with his twins on Friday. But I kept praying about it because, as I said, even in that particular post, I didn't understand what it all meant, but I do know that he wanted me to post it. So I kept praying about that. Well, brothers and sisters, on Sabbath evening, just as the sun was setting, he reminded me of another vision that he had given me about twins in 2017. And as I thought about that particular vision, I knew that there was a direct connection between the second Exodus and that particular vision that he gave me. He gave me 2 of them in 2017, but I had totally forgotten them. But he hadn't forgotten them. And so when I thought about that, the lights went on. And that is what I want to share with you today. I want to connect the visions that I had on Friday, May 15th, 2020. I had one on May 13th and one on May 15th, 2020, but I posted them both in the same video on Friday. And I want to, as I said, connect them to 2 other visions that I had on June 26th, 2017, that I know were related to the second Exodus. And that is why he gave me the vision on Friday to make that connection. But at that point, I did not understand it, what the connection was. Now, I know many of you are pretty upset with me that I'm saying that I'm pregnant by the God of heaven. And you probably say, that's blasphemy, and how do I think that I can get away with saying something like that? Well, brothers and sisters, I can assure you, I am only bringing to you what Yahushua is having me bring forth. Now, you may be wondering, if this is something called, they call it Marianology, where Mary is being elevated and that kind of thing. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to be talking about Mary or anything like that. But I am going to be talking about the Revelation 12 woman again, because this is who he has shown me in numerous visions that I am. And this revelation that he's given to me now relates again to the Revelation 12 woman. But before I get started on the dreams that I had in 2017, I want to restate the high points of the visions that were given to me on May 13th and 15th, so that we can all kind of move along here at the same pace. In those two visions, and this is the point that I want you to remember, in those two visions, I was shown myself as the Holy Spirit and as the Revelation 12 woman, and I had just become pregnant with twins by Yahushua, who is in heaven. So my conception date, according to these dreams, was on May 13th, because I had one on 13th, and that's when I was shown in the bed. And then I saw the arrows pointing up to the sky, so up to heaven. So I know that would be my conception date on May 13th, 2020. So keep that in mind, because we're going to go back to use that as a reference point. Now I'm going to go on and tell you about the visions that I had on June 26, 2017, and show how they connect to something that we probably all are looking for. Many of us have heard about the fleeing to the wilderness, which is basically the same thing as the second Exodus. So I'm going to now talk about the the dreams and visions that he gave me on June 26, 2017. Dream, June 26, 2017. On early Sunday morning or late Saturday night, I dreamed that I was going on a trip with my twin boys. They were in the back seat of my car. Note, I do not have twin boys, so I know this dream must be symbolic. They were very small, and they had milk chocolate brown skin. I had buckled them in their car seat, and they were sitting in the back seat of my car. Now, I do not own a car. I drive a pickup truck. So again, I know this is either future or symbolic. I was traveling alone, so I stopped to check on my twins. I opened the back door to see if they were okay. I took the first one out of the car seat because he had his head covered, and I remember thinking, "Are you breathing under there?" But I knew he was fine, so I uncovered his head, saw that he was okay, and put him back in the car seat. Now the other one jumped up on the car seat like he was now sitting on the ledge of the car seat. He had done something that no ordinary baby could do. Now, these guys were very, very small, as I said before, and it was almost like they were preemies. So he had jumped up and was sitting on the ledge of his car seat. A move, like I said, not even a normal infant that age would be able to do. So at that point, I'm looking at them. I have one that's sitting on the ledge of the car seat, and the other one was laying down. And I said to myself, wow, why are these babies so small? But then I woke up from the dream. I felt fine. I didn't have any bad feelings about the dream whatsoever. I didn't know what it meant, but I knew that there was some symbolic things in it. So I just kind of recorded in my journal, and I went on and I just kind of thought about it, but soon forgot about it. Now, there are a couple of things that I mentioned that I want you to remember. So I'm going to mention them again. First of all, when I had this dream, it was June 26, 2017. At that point, I did not have twins. And I recorded that in my journal at that point, and I noted it. I noted that they were twin boys and they were dressed in blue. The twin boys were very small, and I even commented they even looked like preemies. The twins were able to do supernatural things for babies of their size. So that was a notable thing. And I perceived their birth was related to the stars because while I was taking this trip, it was during the time that Gemini was just coming in June. And I remember thinking about Gemini in the particular dream. I can't say any other reason why, but yeah, because Gemini is the sign of the twins. I remember that. So that was that dream. And also at that point, I did not own a car. I owned a pickup truck. So notice those things. That was in 2017. Now, I also had another dream on that very same night. And this dream, I'll call it number two, also on June 26, 2017. In this dream, it was me and a number of other people, and we were all gathered together and we were getting ready to go on a trip. It seemed like the trip was going to be off this earth. And I remember thinking it was going to be to the stars. Yet it also seemed like we were just going to be going on a camping trip. I felt like we were rushing and we were going to be leaving at night. So in the setting, it seems like there was a lot in the setting, the place that we were, it seems like there was a lot of clutter around. And there was this long table that was sitting out in front of me, and it looked like someone had just taken boxes of stuff and poured it out on this long table and was just rummaging through, picking out what they wanted to take. Because again, we were going to be leaving, we had to travel light, we were going to be leaving in the night, and we could only take just a few things. And I remember I had packed a bag, and that was going to be that one bag. Was going to be the only bag that I was going to take. Now my youngest daughter was there with me, and she was getting ready to go on the trip also. I never saw her in the dream, but I knew she was there because I felt her presence. And I remember telling her that I don't think her father is going to be going because he didn't seem to be interested in leaving. But she was not convinced that her father was not going because she really wanted him to go. Now, we were getting ready to leave, and again, we had to travel light. So we had to travel light, and we knew that we were going to be basically leaving everything behind except that which we were going to be carrying with us. So that's what we had to be prepared to do, to leave everything behind. Now, we were waiting for a few people to get there. Then this white couple came along, and as they were coming in, they said, "We talked to your father, and he decided that he is not going. And I remember asking them, did he call you to tell you that he's not going? And because I was irritated because he hadn't called me to let me know that he was not going, even though we're not married. I thought it was going to be the best thing for him to call me, but he didn't. But I remember getting irritated, and they said, yeah, he called us last night and told us that he was not going. At that point, my youngest daughter knew that her father was not going to be going. But I also knew, because I have a second daughter, that if he was not going to be going, then my oldest daughter, was not going to go either. Now, we hadn't heard from her, but I just knew that's the way the thing was going to go down. So basically, that was that dream. I remember looking outside. I saw my camper at this place, at this house, and I saw that it was sitting under this canopy, but I didn't know what that meant because I didn't recognize anything else. And that was the end of that particular dream. Now, um, in that dream, I felt like that was basically a family um, situation. But for some reason, I felt estranged from my family. I just didn't feel like my family and I were close anymore. It was like something had come between us, and we had drifted apart, and that's basically how that dream ended. But I do want to make a few notes on this particular dream. First of all, there's a note on the location. And I think this is important for the scenario. I have moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, where the setting of the dream seemed to be taking place, right here at my house now. This place matches the place in the dream in 2017. I can see the clutter because I've just moved and my garage is full of stuff. I have a long dining room table where all kinds of stuff could be put on and spread out if necessary. My camper is sitting out in the back, and you can actually see it uh, from one of the rooms if you look outside. And it doesn't have a canopy over it yet, but it has a leak in the roof. So I was thinking about getting a canopy to cover it until I can get the roof repaired, which would be cheaper. So this place that I'm in now seems to be the place where the dream was set in 2017. And I thought that was very interesting. Okay, so let me just move on. So now I said, when I was thinking about the interpretation of this dream, I said this dream made me think of the Revelation 12 alignment dream that I had some time ago. Now I wrote this in my journal. In that dream, I was told that the reason that I did not leave to go up or to go into the wilderness was because the alignment of the stars was not right at that time. But in this dream, my focus was on the stars and the constellations. And I feel that when the time is right, we are going to have to leave this place without delay, going someplace else. And that was the feeling that I got in that particular dream. So this is what I think that dream meant. In other words, this is my interpretation of that dream. When the time comes, me and a part of my family, along with others, will be moving out or going on a trip. Now we'll have to leave hastily and have to leave most of our possessions behind. I feel this is probably related to the second Exodus or the fleeing to the wilderness. And that was the impression that I got in that dream at that time. And again, both of these dreams concerning the twin and this particular dream was given to me on the same night in 2017. So this is what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. I think Yahushua is amazing. I believe that he has tied these dreams together and has answered a prayer that I have been asking him concerning when the second Exodus will begin. When I first had the dream on June 26, 2017, I made the statement, I don't have twins, so this dream must be symbolic. In other words, it was not the time. The dream was the dream of us leaving and going on the trip was given to me at the same time, and it's connected to the twin dream. It was not time for that either. But now he has given me a dream in this day and time telling me that I'm pregnant with twins. So I believe that that is the connecting point. So these are the points that I see he has given me concerning the timing of the second Exodus. And I'm going to go over these points in just a second. So in other words, he gave me the dream on Friday telling me that I was pregnant with the twins. He gave me two dreams in 2017 where the twins were there and it was time to leave for the Exodus. So now we have to wait on that connecting point, which is the twins, me having the twins. So let me just read these points that I put down. All right, it said, these are the points that I see Yahushua has given me concerning the timing of the second Exodus. First of all, the twins need to be present. He has told me that I am now pregnant with supernatural twins. According to what I received in the dream, my conception date was May 13, 2020. The location. In the second dream, there was a certain location. I am now living in the house where the second dream was given to me. The place that I saw in the second dream, I live in that house right now. The car that I saw in the first dream, I own that car right now. The timing, it will happen after my twins are born. And because of the fact that these twins were very small, those twins could come prematurely. So we can't really count out 9 months. We could, but it may even be sooner than that because the twins in the dream was very small. When it's time to go, we will have to move very hastily because it's going to be related to a lineup of the stars, because I definitely felt that it was related to the stars. So you may ask, well, what are you saying? Well, let me tell you what I'm saying. I am saying that Yahushua has tied my pregnancy of his twins to the start of the second Exodus, or some of us call it the fleeing to the wilderness. Now we know that the woman of Revelation 12 will flee to the wilderness. Okay, now I believe that not only will the woman flee to the wilderness, which he has told me that I am the Revelation 12 woman, Revelation 12 woman, and I know that I'm going to flee to the wilderness, but he's letting you know that it's not just going to be the Revelation 12 woman, and it will not just be black people. Because remember in the dream, that was a white couple or any other couple, any other people who want to flee when it's time for us to flee. If you're ready to flee, then you can flee to the wilderness for safety also. So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to be watching the signals and the signs that He has given me, these ones in particular, in addition to other signs and signals that He's going to be providing. And I invite everyone who's interested to do the same. Now, I will keep you posted on anything that He gives me. I'm going to be making a video to it. But, brothers and sisters, Yahushua, what Yahushua has done here, whether you know it or not, is that He has tied me to the Exodus, to fleeing to the wilderness, to the Revelation 12 woman. We knew it was tied there at the very beginning. We knew that she was related to the second Exodus. Well, I think He has given us another piece of a puzzle that we're going to have to follow and make sure that we keep up to date. The twins that He tells me that I'm spiritually pregnant with, we're going to have to watch, because shortly after these babies are born, we will be fleeing to the wilderness. So I would say, I hope you understand this. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to try to answer them. And I will say shalom until the next time.